Hello and welcome to Wait for Real.
A true crime and paranormal podcast. I'm Grace,
And I'm Katie.
and we have gone through every emotion before this.
Yes.
I have seen it all today.
Yes. If you remember, I will do this part so Grace doesn't have to. That last episode was our last time with Peaches because she has gone to her new, very fancy home.
Yes, so she was dropped off this morning, hence why I'm
Mm-hmm.
not wearing makeup and I look like I got hit by a car again. Um
She does not.
so yeah, it's been a day for me, guys. And I leave
Yeah.
tomorrow for a work trip, so that's why we're recording on like a very sad day for me and I'm all over the place.
It's
And
okay.
I thought I could mend my sadness by
Mm.
eating a box full of gluten-free mozzarella sticks because I was excited. Mistakes were made.
Yeah. She's going through it. Her
I
stomach.
literally was like, am I going to throw up?
Yeah.
Am I going to shit my pants? Like, what's happening here today? So if
We don't
we have
know.
to cut this mid-scene
Yeah.
so I can go throw up and or poo-poo, I'll let you guys know. Nothing like telling the internet that you got some tummy issues.
Literally. It's okay. Most of them can probably relate.
Or it's like some like fucking Peach's new owners, like, oh god.
Well, before we get started, we have some fan mail, and so I'm going to bring it up.
Oh, I love fan mail.
They said this is regarding our last episode, which, if you didn't listen to, was about the Whistler. And it says, what do you think would have happened in the modern day of the Whistler and someone used their camera doorbell to look? Would they still lose the light in their eyes?
That's a good question.
Right?
I would say, wait, actually, I don't know. What do
Now
you
think
think?
about it like the only other thing I can think of is like Medusa. If
Mm.
you looked at her through the camera, would it still have the same effect? I would think yes. I would think both. Yes to both.
Well, it's like if you,
Look at all. Because it's like not about looking.
what if you look at a mirror, like a reflection?
I feel like that is a workaround.
But I feel like the ring camera would be a around too, because like you're not even.
You think technology advances and the ghosts and ghouls do not?
I mean,
They're
you're
like,
saying it's a
damn it,
ghost.
a ghoul, a demon, a ghost, something from the paranormal.
Sorry, pancakes wandering.
It's his first time in months.
I know he's ruining my life already. He's like chewing on everything.
Yeah.
I literally like had to like I had to move one of my spray bottles of bleach.
Oh my God.
He's like,
Lock that shit away. Amazing.
I'm like, we can only handle so much today, please.
Truly.
Anyways, I would okay. I guess we're saying that if you looked through the ring camera, oh my god, that'd be so scary though because I always get the notifications like motion detected at your front door.
But if you know that you can't look at 303, then you just wouldn't. Because it's the fact that you're not supposed to know what's making the sound. They're not saying if you look in its eyes, they're saying if you look to see what's making the sound.
Yeah,
So I
that's
would
true.
think yes, it still applies to ring camera. That's my
Yeah,
final answer.
actually, I agree. This is a good question. Shout out to
Yeah.
the fan mail.
Yes, thank you. It's
Yeah,
anonymous, so I don't know who it is, but that's okay.
anonymous. We love it.
Okay.
Plot twist, it was me. I submitted it. No, I'm kidding.
You know what? Sounds like something that you would do.
Today's been that day, guys. Today's been that day. What are we talking about today, actually, though? Is it true crime?
No. So, well, kind of. Yeah, it is, but it's not murder.
Murder.
No
Okay.
murder this time. So, it's my birthday in 2 days from the time that you're listening.
Wait, what? Oh,
From the time that they're listening, not now.
I just had a moment where I was like, oh my god.
You're like, holy shit, I didn't know your birthday this whole time. No, so I'm picking whatever I want to cover this week,
Yay!
going rogue. Now, I have some guidelines for you, Grace. You must follow them. And it's don't ask me a goddamn art question outside of what I'm telling you in this story, okay? No fucking asking me about any other paintings, any other artists. No.
Okay. First
And
guideline.
we're covering the theft of the Mona Lisa.
Oh shit! I forgot you wanted to
Yes.
cover that.
Yes. So I have paper notes and also notes on my phone. So if you're watching us and I'm looking down, that's why.
It's because she hates us.
It is, yeah, actually.
Oh my gosh, Mona.
Yep.
Mona Lisa. All right, I'm ready.
And you've seen the Mona Lisa in the Louvre.
Yeah, let me tell you, underwhelming. I mean,
Yes.
like, it's like art, fine, but like, you have to be 50
It's
million feet away from it, and it's
very
behind like,
small.
it's tiny, and it's
Mhm.
behind like 17 layers of bulletproof glass.
Yeah.
It's like the Declaration of Independence level.
Yeah.
I've seen that too.
You've seen it all. I thought you meant the movie. I'm like, yeah, Grace, a lot of us have seen the movie. You meant the literal Declaration of Independence. Super.
Okay, yes, I have seen it once in the flesh, and it was very underwhelming because it's also like a tourist trap. So
Yes. It's a very small painting from my understanding. I don't know the
it's
specs on
fucking
it. Don't
tiny.
even ask me. Okay? I'm prepared. I
I'm
came
not
in
asking
Titan
any follow up
today.
questions. I'm not asking any questions. It's your birthday week. I'm not allowed.
This is staying silent this whole time. Okay.
I'm actually just gonna mute myself. No.
Amazing. Okay, we're going to dive right in. So the Mona Lisa is painted by Leonardo da Vinci between 1503 to 1506. That's the official date range, kind of.
Okay.
And this is during the Renaissance period. So Leonardo da Vinci, so the here are the theories on nobody knows who Mona Lisa is.
Okay.
And the best theory is that it is Leonardo in drag, which is possible, but it's actually not very probable.
Wait, what?
It's just like one of these like speculations that's kind of out there.
I'm in for it. I like it.
But the most believable theory is that this is a portrait of Lisa Gerardin, I'm doing my best, wife of Francesco del Giocondo.
Okay.
And the painting itself was in Leonardo's possession for a very long time, I think up until his death. And it, like, if you're not watching, you can't see me, but I'm doing air quotes, lingered in his possession for 4 years and it's left unfinished. So the thought is that he actually spent through 1517 working on the painting itself. So he started in 1503, then 1517, and then he dies in 1519.
That's such a long time to work on something.
Yes, and he always carried it around with him. Some people theorize that the Mona Lisa signified like a business card, so he carried it in a fashion that you would see it attached to his bag because it was pretty small, and so then maybe people would commission
I'd
him
never
to
heard of
do,
this. Like, I
yeah,
didn't know any of this. This is interesting.
yeah, to commission it. So the all of his possessions go to one of his pupils between before King Francis buys them for his royal collection, and he houses them at Fontainebleau. Now, this is the King of France.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it remains there at Fontainebleau until King Louis the VII transferred it to Versailles in the late 17th century.
It went to Versailles?
Yeah,
I
and
didn't know
it
that.
and it survives the French Revolution. And then at some point, it hangs in Napoleon's bedroom above his bed, and it's relocated to the Louvre in 1804. Now, prior to the Louvre being a museum, it was a castle, which is why, or like royal property, which is why it went to the Louvre.
I've
And
literally been there and I didn't know that.
I'm telling you all the backstory, and then we'll
Oh
get
my
into the theft.
goodness. I'm loving this.
So it's originally a palace until 1793, and then it is converted by France into the State Museum of France, known as the Louvre. So that's why it goes by the Louvre, because it
Right.
was like Versailles, it's
Right.
okay. And now we're going on to the theft.
Okay.
So it's Tuesday, August 22nd, 1911. Louis Perrault enters the Louvre with intentions of copying the Mona Lisa. Back then, this is a very famous practice where artists are allowed to go into the museum and they're allowed to copy the artwork that's there.
What do you mean by copy? Like sit
Literally
there and
make
paint it?
copies. But the
Oh.
only rule is that it can't be the same size as the original because they are trying to prevent forgeries. I'm doing air quotes if you can't see me. But it's like, really, are you really trying that hard? Because
Yeah.
you're telling me everybody around the world in 1911 knows the size of the Mona Lisa or the size of these famous paintings that hang in the Louvre.
Yeah.
Now, uh he goes to find the Mona Lisa and he's like, it's not there. It's just like the four pegs that like hold up that usually hold up the frame. He goes to staff and they're kind of like, well, we don't know. They just brush him off. They're like, it's not a big deal. Like it's been taken away because it needs to be photographed for an article or a publication or whatever.
Okay. They're like, not a big deal, bud. It'll be back
However,
eventually.
however, they start to worry a little bit after nobody can actually track down. And this is like the head of security that was saying that to him. So they're like, okay, actually, we don't know where this is. So they close the museum to the public for an internal search, and it lasts for an entire week. They look
Yeah, I would be
everywhere.
search. That's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
And the search includes police, local police as well.
Yeah.
So everybody is looking, and the only thing that's found is a protective glass box and a discarded frame with the painting's title in a stairwell. So even back then, the Mona Lisa sat in a protective glass box,
Which makes sense.
not the same as what you would see today, but still just to keep it from, you don't want people touching it or
Yeah.
being weird. But obviously, didn't really not that great because it was stolen. So
Yeah.
news spreads really quickly, and the police are flooded with tips. People are just calling in from all over saying, like, everybody in France wants to solve where the Mona Lisa went.
Right.
So they're trying so hard. Some people are making it up, some people actually think they have viable theories. And one of the theories is that it actually was never stolen. This is like one of the early theories, and that it's a cover up by the museum that the painting was botched during a conservation effort.
Oh
Someone
shit.
messed it up, and so it was sitting in the basement while everybody was looking for it.
Right. Okay. I like that theory.
Yes. Now, officials theorize that whoever took the painting was a professional because they knew how to remove the painting from the wall, they knew how to remove it from its backing, and cut it from its frame without harming the painting itself.
Okay.
Now, this is where we get into our suspects. So, their first suspect or their main suspect is a group of an art gang, an artsy gang is what they
Yeah.
call it. And it's led by poet, writer, and art critic Guillaume Apollinaire and his friend Pablo Picasso.
Shut up. His
So,
friend Picasso? You just said that so casually.
yes.
They're buddies?
Yes. And they're both questioned. They're both brought in for questioning. And part of this is because Picasso actually owns stolen tiny statuettes that belong to the Louvre.
Shut
And
up.
he didn't steal them, but he bought them from Guillaume's friend and just
Yeah.
like ignored the inscription that said like property of
Well,
the
first of
Louvre.
all, are you required to give it back at that point if you bought it?
Yes, it's still stolen
Oh.
property. Bruce is like finders keepers.
Literally though. Oh sorry. So you're telling me like say I had a famous piece of art in my house that I didn't know was real and then I find out it's real and somebody's like, no, that was stolen 100 years ago. I have to give it back?
Yeah,
Oh babe, I ain't telling nobody.
yeah.
Guess what else? No, I would tell everybody. It'd be like that'd be the coolest thing ever, but I'd be pissed. Would I get my money back? Probably not.
Well, usually there's rewards for returning famous artworks, so it depends on how famous it was. They end up getting the little statues back, whatever. So that's why they bring them in. And when they bring them in, they both throw each other under the bus. Just completely. They're like, no, I didn't do it. He did it. But then after a while, police are like, they're both lying. Like they're not involved in this. And so they're both released to go on about their way.
That's wild.
I have to switch to my other notes.
Yes.
So the Mona Lisa continues to be MIA for 2 years, and nobody knows, like, it all just stalls. No one
two
knows where it
years.
is. Yeah. So think about it. By the time that they really started, like, searching for anything, a week had passed. That painting could be anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Okay, so then fast forward to 1913. December of 1913, we're in Florence, Italy.
Okay.
And there is a Florentine art dealer by the name of Alfredo Geri, and he receives a letter. And this letter basically says, I have the Mona Lisa, I have the original Mona Lisa, and I'm trying to return it to its original home of Italy because it did originally belong to Italy. Of course, then it was bought by the king, so whatever.
I
The
mean,
point
that's like
is,
a very like bold strategy, like stealing the Mona Lisa just to give it back to your home country. Like what?
yes, yeah. So the author signs only with a false name, Leonardo Vincenzo, and the art dealer is like, I want to see what this is all about. Like, I don't know if I believe him, but I want to see
Yeah.
if it actually is the Mona Lisa. And he contacts the director of another gallery, and his name is Giovanni Poggi. And the two agree to investigate. So they arrange a meeting with this this guy that says his name is Leonardo.
Yeah.
And on December 10th, 1913, they have the meeting. And he shows up with this trunk. And when he opens the trunk, there's a false bottom. And he lifts it up, and there is the Mona Lisa, or what appears to be the Mona Lisa. They're like, we don't
Okay.
know for sure that this
Mhm.
is
Yeah, like,
the.
that's hard to just, like, be like, peek
Yes.
at it and be like, "That's it."
Yes. Like, they're like, yeah, it looks like the Mona Lisa, but we don't know for sure that this is the authentic Mona Lisa. Because anybody could be like, oh, hey, I have the Mona Lisa. I want to sell it to you.
So, when you said a false bottom, I don't know
Yeah.
why, but my mind immediately went to, like, a magic trick where a person pops out of the bottom, like, instead of
It's just like lifts the bottom. This is 1913. Okay. Nobody's popping out. Well, you know what? Maybe, but that
Oh
was
boy,
not the
that's where
case.
I'm at, guys. Okay, anyways.
Now, as they're looking at this, because remember, they're both in the art trade, so they are professionals, they think that, okay, this does look very authentic. So they say, can we keep this overnight to have it verified? And the guy's like, sure.
What is
So
happening in the 1900s? Damn.
So they contact the authorities. They're like, hey, this guy came in, he claims this is the Mona Lisa. We have it here. We need to get it verified ASAP. So they are able to confirm this is the real long lost 2 years Mona Lisa. And so who is the man that stole it?
Yeah.
His name is Vincenzo Perugia,
Okay.
and he was an Italian handyman and a former employee of the Louvre. So
Scandal.
let's talk about how he stole it. He basically the museum was closed on Mondays, which is still a practice commonly done today for a lot of museums. It's closed to the public, and only
Yeah.
staff are allowed to enter. So on the night before the painting is stolen, or the day before, he enters while it's open to the public, and he wears a white smock, which is the common attire for the staff. Now
Yeah.
remember, he used to work there, so his face isn't something that they're like, oh, this guy is sketchy, we
Yeah,
don't
like,
know why
he's
he's
been
here.
around there. Yeah, he knows how to work the scene.
Yep. So he hides in a storage closet to avoid detection. Now, when it opens and staff starts to arrive, or it, starts business for the day, staff start to get there, he goes out and he goes to where the Mona Lisa is displayed, and he just removes the painting from the wall.
He's like, "Man," takes it off the wall.
Yep. The painting itself is 30 by 20 inches. I guess we do know the specs of it, so it's not very big. He wraps
No.
it in a white cloth, and then he just walks out of the museum. However, when he attempts to walk out, the door is actually locked. And so a plumber working nearby notices this and helps him exit the building. He's like, oh, hey, man, I got you.
Like, "Oh, let me hold that door open for you."
Yes. And so he holds on to this for 2 years before and the motive is allegedly that he was trying to return it. He thought that Napoleon had stole it and it needed to be returned to Italy, which is not true. Napoleon did not steal the painting. The painting belonged to France after the king bought it.
Right, but I can see people being pissed off. It's Napoleon. Like, they're like, "Oh,
Yeah,
fuck
yeah.
man, like, I
Yes.
wanna take this." Yeah.
Yes. So he is arrested and he's tried in Italy. And despite committing one of the most infamous art thefts in history, he is not treated harshly, probably because of this public opinion. His defense was, like you said, he was a patriot, not a criminal. And in the end, he is sentenced to just a little over a year in
Shut
prison.
up.
And he serves 7 months.
That's actually freaking badass.
Now, before they're like, okay, we'll give this back to you, France, the Mona Lisa is displayed in Florence and then Rome and then Milan, which draws massive crowds and generates revenue. It's important to note that prior to her theft in 1911, she was not as famous as she is today. She didn't draw the crowds that she does now where people are just waiting around. She was known, but it wasn't
Why
that big
does
of a
she
deal.
draw the crowds now?
Well, now people are obsessed with her. Um, and then January 1914, she is returned to the Louvre, and this is really what kind of catapults her into, I guess, relevancy. People are fascinated by the mystery behind it. And then, of course, there's always the theory that the Mona Lisa that hangs in the Louvre today is not the actual Mona Lisa. Uh, who
I love that.
knows? There are lots of theories too on if he stole it alone or if he worked with other
Like
thieves
a
because they're
plumber?
like,
No.
yeah, seriously. I mean, he they just kind of were like he feels kind of dumb. That's this is not me saying this. This is just the theory. They're like he doesn't seem like he could pull
I'm
like they're like
assuming he's
really.
dead by now, so
I would
it's not like he's
imagine.
gonna know.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's true. So I think they thought that he had to work with someone or a famous art thief or a famous art ring and that he stole the painting. So this is just a theory. It's that he
Yeah.
stole the painting with someone else who was a well-known art burglar. And he was paid a little bit of money for it, but then wanted more money. And that's why he takes it to the art dealer because he's like, oh, I ran out of money. I'm going to take it and get it dealt with. And the theory that leads to the Mona Lisa not being the real one is that during that time that a bunch of forgeries were
Right.
created and then they sold them on the black market to say, oh, this is the Mona Lisa that's been missing for 2 years,
S-
blah, blah, blah. And then here we
Right.
are today.
So this dude obviously is not the brightest bulb because he just casually takes it to art deal and they're like, "Can we hold on to this for a night so we can get it authenticated?" And he's like, "Go ahead,
Right.
bud."
Right.
I
Right.
mean,
So
that's
that's what I'm saying. Like they think, okay, maybe you didn't think this through ahead of time.
I'm very thrown off by the fact that he like just carried the artwork around whenever he was doing it. Leonardo.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think that was pretty common practice. And then I think at one point he is commissioned by the king himself. And
That's cool.
so
I
there's
mean,
like a whole history behind his art and everything that he's done as well.
Pancake
I
is chewing all of my cords, so
That's
if
great.
something just turns off, we'll know.
That's great. Pancake, you have to keep it together. You're the lone cat of the house now. For shame.
Sorry,
But
continue.
no, that's okay. This ended up being a really short episode, so that is
I have more
an
thoughts.
yeah, okay. Let's go. Let's get into it.
Well, you might have to Google some things. Wait, am I
Oh,
allowed to ask some questions?
yes.
Like a few. Ow, my
Yeah.
cat's biting me.
You
Ow,
can ask,
ow.
but I might not know them, so ask away.
My cat's fighting me right now. What are you doing, douche? All right.
Violence.
Anyways, um, this is gonna be a dumb question, but I'm gonna ask it anyways because I don't know. Like, I don't get the hype behind the Mona Lisa. So you're saying it's unfinished because she doesn't have eyebrows, right?
No, sorry. Now she is like considered finished, but then she hadn't been finished for 4 years, the 4 years.
Does
And
she have
then
eyebrows?
I don't think so, but I don't know that that necessarily.
I'm questioning everything. I'm pulling it up right now, guys.
Okay.
Obviously, I'll put it in the Instagram post, but
And we'll put it on the
I'm
screen
like,
right
do
now.
I know what it is? I was like, do I actually know the Mona Lisa? Was I actually in the room with the Mona Lisa?
Okay, no, she's never finished in the traditional sense.
Yeah, because she's missing some eyebrows.
No, like he never signed it or anything. That's really
Never
what
signed
they're
it?
right, yeah.
So how do we even fucking know it's real? This
Through
is
his yeah, that's what I'm saying. Though, like, are you okay?
Yeah, Pancake jumped on something. Sorry guys. If you're listening online, this is a shit show, but story of my life. Sorry, go ahead. What were you saying?
So, yeah, so that brings even more into question, like, yeah, of course, this is the easiest painting to forge ever. Maybe not ever,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying.
Do you think that I wonder like I don't know. Art is one of those things where I like will like be in a museum and I'm like, how much of this stuff is fake? And we're all just bamboozled.
I think most of it is not fake. Don't
What was that?
start new
Well,
conspiracies.
wasn't there a scandal in Orlando for a while?
Yeah. That
What
was
was
a
the
new
issue?
artist though. That was not like a historical. It
What
was
was
that the paintings were fake.
who was the artist, do you know?
I used to have that t-shirt with the art on it and you were like, "Isn't that guy?" Let's see.
I thought it was not a new artist. Are you looking it up?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm gonna look it up and then I'll give false information. But
Let's see.
Pancake is so thrown off. He's just sitting in the living room staring at me from a distance. I'm like, okay, he's plotting my death.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Okay. Let me see when these were originally painted. Oh, yeah, they're not new. They're not new at all. But they're not 1500s old. They're from the late 1980s.
Who is it?
It's, I don't want to mess up this name.
It's fine. It happens.
Mm, Jean-Michel Basquiat.
Oh, yeah.
So it said that the
I
Orlando
thought it was like
Museum,
best keys. Wait, hold on. Go ahead.
you probably know more than I do.
What is that
That's
noise?
that's my apartment door,
Oh, okay.
which is totally fine. The Orlando Museum of Art recently exhibited a collection of paintings. However, they turned out to be fakes, and the FBI seized 25 of these paintings after an investigation revealed they were created by a one time auctioneer named Michael Barsman and an accomplice. The museum's former director, Aaron DeGroft, has been accused of orchestrating the scheme and is facing lawsuits from the museum and insurance companies.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Basquiat.
hold on.
I don't
I'll
know how
look
to
it
say
up.
that. I mean, I now like am remembering the name when you said it, but
Yeah,
that's crazy. Scandals everywhere.
I think it's Basquiat. Let's see.
Listen,
Yeah, Basquiat.
Basquiat. Okay, I don't use my context clues when I'm trying to read.
That's okay.
So, yeah,
No need.
no need. Perfect. Yeah. Okay, this was a really cool episode. I really enjoyed it.
Yes, just a very short, quick one, I guess,
Hey,
today.
birthday episode. You do what you want, girl. My episode's just going to
Hopefully,
be me singing to everybody for an hour.
I love that. Singing happy birthday
Yeah, to myself all
to
day.
yourself. Amazing. I mean, hopefully, you learned something new.
I learned a lot. Yeah, and if you
Amazing.
guys, if anyone listening, if you know any like stories behind the Mona Lisa or just any other art pieces that were stolen, please tell us. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting. Like one side of it's cool to hear how they do the heist, like how they actually get the art. The other side it's cool is like how far does it go? You know, like how
Yeah.
long is it traveling for before it's actually found and or returned? So
And how often is it returned? I think many times it's returned decades, centuries
yeah,
later.
yeah. Well, I think a lot of it, like I said, is like in the previous episode, is like families inherit this artwork and they're like,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're like,
Like,
wait,
I don't
let
know.
me Google this. I'm like, is this art the actual Mona Lisa right now? Like,
Yeah.
can you imagine? Ugh, my mom has a whole bunch of art that I'm like, it's like not my style, which means it's probably very, very famous and like
Oh,
well
yeah.
known. So I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
maybe my mom has some.
There you go. Some original pieces.
Yeah. So if you guys know of any pieces that you want to talk about, send us a message.
Yeah.
Couple ways to do that. That's going to be Instagram or social medias. It's going to be at Wait for Real Pod, Pod. You can send us an email, which is waitforrealpod@gmail.com. You can also try to find our personal accounts if you want to. Try your best. But you could also send us a text, and that's going to be in the show notes of this episode. Um, Also, please follow us, like, subscribe. We love to see it. Follow us on YouTube as well. And you can leave us reviews on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or give us some comments and subscribe on YouTube, you know? Happy
Yes,
comments only.
that's right.
Anyways, other things, housekeeping things, we have a link if you want to try to support us financially, which is buying us up a cup of coffee, which we're going to save up and buy a lighthouse.
Yep.
What else? Is there anything else I'm forgetting this week?
That's it.
All right. Well, this is happy birthday, Katie. Shout
Thank
out
you.
for this week. And we'll see you guys next week, but we'll leave it as always.
Go to therapy.
And don't forget to leave the lights on.